Hi, internet people. So, the latest episode of Orphan Black focused a lot on mother-daughter relationships, which was totally given away by the title. But Sarah and Mrs. S were on a sneaky con woman mission, which is so amazing to see. Watching both of them in that, like, criminal element was just so cool. So they, like, are trying to get inside information, and Mrs. S knows there's this doctor who's going to this facility and someone is there from the illusion, and so they need to, like, con this woman so they can get her pass, like, her security pass so she can, like, prove that she's the doctor. So, like, they do this whole really cool thing. It was so awesome. Where they, like, go to this bar, they pretend to have a fight, Mrs. S gets a drink splashed in her face, Sarah picks the, takes the wallet of this doctor, finds all the stuff they need, casually puts it back while Mrs. S is having a conversation with this woman about mothers and daughters, which we learn is secretly so she can impersonate the woman later. She's pulling a Sarah playing Beth right now. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. So, like, they do this whole thing to get to this hospital. I'm jumping around a little bit. So, they need to go to this hospital to do that. So they're gonna have to go undercover. Mrs. S is going to play this doctor, and Sarah is going to be her assistant. So they have this whole thing set up, but they make a really awesome stop before that. They go see Helena, who is in the convent, and it turns out that the nun that's there, like, took care of her when she was little and doesn't have a tongue because she protected Helena, and they called her a blasphemer, and they cut it out, and I was like, eek. So, like, Helena and Sarah have this super amazing scene together where they talk about, like, their relationship and how they feel each other and the connection between them and Kira, and oh, it was so sweet. It was adorable. And Helena tells Sarah that she needs to tell Kira what's going on because Kira earlier in the episode had, we saw it hinted at last episode, she had that knife and she was, like, holding it, and I was like, oh boy, because the mouse that Rachel gave her can shed its own skin, like, it can peel out of its skin, and so Kira was trying to see if she could, like, peel off skin and then, like, heal quickly, but it's still, like, raw and red and it looks awful because Sarah is trying to talk to Kira about what happened with Rachel, and Kira's telling, like, she trimmed my nails and she showed me some stuff and, like, please stop talking to me. Like, she's super not okay right now. And then when Sarah is doing her, like, nom 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 thing, she touches Kira's arm and Kira, like, kind of yelps. And then they see it and everyone's like, oh my gosh, what did you do? And then she's like, well, I cut it to see if it would heal. It doesn't even hurt. Like, let me go to school. She just wants to go to school and have a normal life. So, like, that happens, and then Mrs. S was like, you're going to take Kira, Felix, and keep her at your house because Sarah and I have a thing to do. And Felix is like, okay. So he winds up with Kira for an overnighter while they're doing all of that. So, like, we get to see more into what Kira is doing, and, like, she wants to know what is going on with her. Like, she wants to know what it is that she is. Like, she doesn't understand how she heals. She doesn't know why. She just wants to know. So they talk about that a little. I'm gonna talk about the island last. I'm just gonna, like, jump to the island at the end because I think it'll make more sense that way, for me. So Sarah and Mrs. S are doing their whole, like, plot scheme thing. They get into the psychiatric ward, with the pass and sneak by, a guy from Winona Earp, actually. The actor who plays Jeremy over there plays the, like, night shift manager. He's, like, in charge, while the doctor's away, and, like, the doctor's assistant. And so they, like, do this whole thing where, like, Sarah, says, like, oh, he said we could come tonight. What? Like, this whole thing. They get in to see the patient, and they're, like, walking through, and Mrs. S tells her, like, she needs to be careful, like, stay calm when you see her, because the name the person is under is a pseudonym. It's Alex, and so Sarah thought it was a guy. It's not a guy. They get in, and oh my holy crap, it's Virginia Cody, who was in charge of the casters, who's, like, defected from the illusion. Now she's locked up, like, in a psychiatric hospital, and they, like, start talking, and then she reveals stuff that connects to the island. I'll jump to the island now. So while they're doing that on the island, Charlotte and Aisha, the two kids who are hanging out, we know who they are. They were introduced earlier. They were checking in on these, like, piglets, and then they're like, oh my gosh, where is Daisy? And they go to find this piglet, and, like, the pig is bleeding, and there's, like, a trap set for it, kind of like food, but there's a tooth. And so Mud sees them and tells them they have to get out of the woods. They get out of the woods. She tells them it's a bear. And then Charlotte winds up telling Cosima that it's a bear, but she's like, I think it's an ogre. And Cosima makes jokes about ogres not being real. And then she's like, this looks very human, which leads Cosima on a bear hunt where she confronts Mud about there being a bear. And Mud's like, yeah, there's a bear. Stay out of the woods. There is a bear. But what happens is Cosima winds up tailing her and going into PT Westmoreland's place. And we watch PT getting like a crazy transfusion full of, I don't even know what's in it. What is he getting a transfusion of? What? How? Who is Mud? Is Mud his kid? Like, I'm trying to figure out why he would let Mud do that. Like, why? Like, I don't know. I just keep trying to figure out how Mud is her name, like what that means, because I feel like it has to mean something. But he's getting a transfusion, and like Mud finds Cosima, because Cosima has made it into this like secret downstairs like lab. It has like a cage in it and a wheelchair, and there's blood on the walls and crazy creepy like images on an x-ray page. And oh my gosh, yeah. So Cosima's like, what is this? Who was here? What happened? And Mud's like, no, don't, just leave. You can't be here. You need to go. And like Mud like shoves her out this like secret doorway. And then Cosima follows her when she leaves the place because she has like bedding and some stuff. And she's like, hi, it's Mud, like, it's okay, it's Mud. And then, flashing in between two sequences, Cody is telling them about how there was an experiment before the clones. They were working on like a specific genetic individual who had like a unique profile, and they kept experimenting, but he like started getting like tumors and brain damage, and it was awful, and Susan wanted it to stop and Cody didn't, so she didn't, like they kept going, and then that's who it is. And then we see this like super tall guy with no hair who's like standing awkwardly and is obviously the person that attacked Sarah just in the woods, and he like grabs the stuff from Mud and runs away. And so there's what is he? I don't know, like, I'm trying to figure out what, he's not a clone, like, he's a person that they experimented on, but who is he? Like, I feel like who he was originally has something to do with the clones. Like, I keep thinking that he has to be connected to them somehow, like, attached in some way, shape or form, somehow, I don't know. But I feel like it has to happen because everything is connected, like, it's always connected. But we don't know, no. Then, while all of this is going on, Felix is taking care of Kira. They have a discussion about Rachel, and he's saying, like, you can't trust her. I know she has information, but, like, we don't know what she's doing with what she is, like, getting from you. You just need to be careful. He, like, draws a picture of her, compares her to her mom. It's super cute. He says they both breathe like pugs, which is really funny. But then, after he gets her to sleep, Adele shows up, and Felix is like, what are you doing here? And she's like, oh, your mom needed my help. And he's like, what? And apparently Adele previously embezzled because she was in financial law or like business law. And that's why she doesn't have, that's why she got disbarred. And so she says she needs to track funds, like this complicated thing about tracking some kind of funds in Switzerland. And Felix is like, I don't like funding, which was a really funny line. And then when everyone is back together, Felix is like, this was not S's call, like, why did you bring her in? Because she told her everything, like, Adele knows they're clones and all of that now. And Sarah's like, no, we have to trust Mrs. S now more than ever. And Felix has, like, this look on his face, because he's like, well, I have an art gallery opening, or he has, like, an art show in 3 weeks, which I'm really hoping we get to see, because I feel like there's going to be a Felix-centered episode. And, like, he has a life, like, he has stuff going on, but, like, it's so weird. Like, I don't, like, Adele is back, which works, but it's surprising that Mrs. S would, like, trust her all of a sudden. And then I always have this nagging suspicion that Mrs. S is somehow connected to Neolution or someone from Neolution way more than she lets on, because she's getting inside information that I'm not sure how she's getting. Like, even Sarah asks her, like, how did you know that there was someone from Neolution here? And not only that, but in the very first season, because Orphan Black does this, they're super sneaky and they bring back stuff from earlier seasons, the birth mom was trying to tell Sarah something before she died. And I know, like, Susan, we learned, like, there were the Duncans and they had a baby, but I keep thinking that Mrs. S was somehow connected to them. Somehow. I don't even know. Like, I don't know if she was Neolution and she defected, but she still has Neolution contacts, or if she, like, secretly has been Neolution this whole freaking time, and it's some kind of crazy experiment that I'm never going to understand. Like, I don't know. But, like, I love Mrs. S. Like, I do. I love Mrs. S. character. I love her moments with Sarah. I love her moments with the other sisters. But I don't know. Like, I just have a suspicion that something is up all the time. Just all the time. But yeah, I don't know. And I really want to know what was in that transfusion, what the bear is. Like, I have so many questions, and it's episode 4. It is episode 4, which means we only have 6 episodes left. Like, the halfway point is next week. And I'm just like, what? I don't even know. I have so many questions. I don't even know. I know they'll tie everything up. I know they will, but, like, I just have so many nagging, like, suspicions. I'm hoping Helena is okay, and I'm hoping in the final episode we get to see Helena and the babies. Like, I don't know if, like, they'll speed up time so we can see them, or if the babies will magically just come to term really fast. I don't know, but I want to see them. I need to see the babies. So, I don't know. I have so many questions. I hope that recap was understandable. Next week, I'm super excited because Delphine is back and some Kofi stuff is happening. But, like, this episode, I still was like, Cosima, don't die, please, don't do anything dangerous. And then she did the dangerous things. And I was like, bear. So I don't know. I just have so many questions about Neolution. Oh, and Susan is with PT Westmoreland. I love Susan now. And Ira's back. And they're talking about it. And, like, I'm pretty sure that Susan and PT used to, like, do it. And he's replaced her with Rachel. Like, I keep thinking that. I don't know if that's true. But Ira is, like, jealous of him. He also, like, does not trust him, which makes sense because I would not trust PT. But he's like, why would you stay with him and work with him? And she's like, for our safety. And I'm like, eh. But she also tells him about Cody because she's the one who hid Cody in the place. But she was head of Neolution then, and PT doesn't know that she's hidden there. So that's great. But yeah, it was really awkward. And they, like, used a bunch of, like, experimental medication-y stuff to fix her. So, yeah, I don't know. But she's gonna see Rachel next week. This episode had so many mom and daughter things, and I don't know. Alright, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. You can find me on Twitter at ClefNotes. You can also share your thoughts with me there. I live tweet all the episodes from that Twitter handle, so you can find all my stuff. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. Besides Twitter, you can find me on my blog, clefnotes.wordpress.com, or The Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, and on their Snapchat, TheNerdyGirlEXP. Bye, Internet people.